Student in D.C. helping out a homeless man who went viral, and a GoFundMe campaign raised more than $400,000 to help him.
But tonight, questions are being raised about the man's alleged criminal history. And Fox 5 Sierra Fox joins us live from Northwest with this exclusive report.
Speech says, I do not understand how a human being can act like this. He's a sociopath. He does not have a sense of remorse.
Are you okay? Do you want to go to the doctors?
No, I'm all right.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I'm all right. I'm naked.
Are you sure? I don't want to leave you. You look like you're...
Alright, what's up with y'all? So look, I'm back again with another video, and listen, before I jump into it, I gotta start it off with some positivity. I'm sending some peace, blessings, and prosperous energy out there to each and every one of my supporters that's rocking with me on a day-to-day basis and supporting me continuously. And if you just became a supporter right now in this very video, this is for you also, and I wish y'all nothing but the best in every aspect of your life. And when I say this, I'm only talking to my supporters and to those who are reciprocating the same energy back to me, and to those who say the same thing back to me in return. And my supporters, did I say that? Hell, I'm saying it again, to my supporters. But anyway, let's get straight into it. So basically, long story short, man, I know a lot of y'all probably have seen the update, but a lot of y'all haven't. So, and I'm just coming across in my damn self too, so you know. But basically, long story short, y'all remember the incident that took place where a young lady seen an old man, an elderly man. I don't want to call him old. He's a little bit older. And yeah, she seen him. And he asked her for something, and she looked out for him, and she overly looked out for him. Now that everything has came out, she got him a hotel room, gave him money, started a GoFundMe for him and things like that. And I think it raised over $300,000 or $400,000. And I seen that there was an update basically saying that the money had to be given back. I don't know why, what the hell happened, but that's what we're here for anyway, to check it out and see what the hell really going on with this whole entire situation. But a couple of things that did take place around the time that this did happen was a lady came out and basically just showed proof of the man who actually got the money, well, was supposed to get the money, you know, beating her badly outside. You know, I don't know what led up to it, why he did it or anything like that, but ultimately, you know, he snuck her while she was laying down asleep. I think, if I can't, it's been so long since I seen it, but y'all know these be genuine reactions. Hell, I seen this video, we getting straight to it. But yeah, she was really trying to stop him from getting that money, like seriously. And I can understand that you don't want to see somebody who harmed you or did you really, really bad prosper in life. But a lot of people were saying that people don't understand what she did to him or what she could have did to him. It wasn't no excuse for that, in my personal opinion. I ain't forgetting to that. I don't feel like doing all that shit right now. But yeah, I got the full video of her breaking down everything. So we're finna get into this and see what the hell is really going on with this situation. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this. And I do have the beginning of it for those who don't know what the hell happened in the first place. I'm finna show y'all that now, and then we'll get into the update. But if you already know what the hell going on and you want to fast forward, go ahead and move forward. You can fast forward, do what the hell you want to do. I think a lot of y'all gonna want to refresh your memory and stuff like that. So yeah, let's get into it though.
Huh? Tea. Some hot tea?
Yeah.
Damn. From where? I'm walking to Trader Joe's. You want to walk with me?
Trader Joe's?
Yeah.
Oh, right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we can stop by Starbucks or something. Say hi to my TikTok. Alright, so we must go to CVS real quick. So we in here. He about to show me where he gotta go. Cause he said he's in pain. So he just got insurance yesterday, but it takes 45 days for his insurance to be active. So I told him, like, I'm just gonna pay for it. So he got this. Do you recognize this one? I think this is the one you're supposed to have. I'm gonna ask him. So we have Starbucks now. What size do you want? Do you want like a small one? Okay. Can I get a grande green tea? Please?
She a blessing.
Okay. Here's your green tea. Do you want some napkins? So the CVS we were just at only had one of the medications, but the one he really needs, they don't have it. And he's in pain. He really cannot walk with me. So I told him, like, stay here. I'm gonna walk to the other CVS and I'm gonna see if they got it. So I made it to the other CVS and the guy was so nice. He gave us a heavy discount. He was like, I applied a good discount. And then I'm waiting for his prescription to get refilled. So I gotta stay here and wait. Guys, I'm so happy they had his medicine. So I'm on my way to go find him right now. So they had your medicine. So I got your medicine. All right, so we switched. He's gonna push my card, and then I'm gonna take his suitcase. He's talking about he's gonna go to a church. I said, no, I'm gonna get you a hotel room. But I know all these cars looking like, what the hell do they got going on? All right, yo. After an hour, we got Uncle room. Okay, here go your room. Oh, period. Period. Look at I done got you a room and everything. This is your keys, Unc. I want you to enjoy yourself. Check out 11 o'clock. Here, give me some money. Okay. You got my number, right? You gonna be good? So, I love you too. Y'all, TikTok. We spent how many hours together, Unc?
We spend them.
We spend them. I haven't eaten all day. I'm hungry. I gotta go back to school. What kind of cancer you got?
Prostate.
Prostate?
Prostate.
Okay. So I got cancer, y'all. I wanted to help him. It was crazy because I was going to get my groceries delivered and I decided to go on a walk. And you were so nice. All you asked for was tea. You said, can I get some tea?
That's all.
And then you were so kind. I said, no, I want to do more for him. So I'm glad that you allowed me to help you. You were so kind to me. And I really hope everything gets better with you. I'm going to pray for you. I give you my number. I looked out for you. You got your prescriptions. I give you some money so if you want to go get some food. So I'm going to look for you, Aunt. So I'm going to see if I can raise. Y'all, TikTok, we need to raise money for Unc, y'all. We need to help Unc out. Seriously. Well, say bye to my TikTok, Unc. Love you. I just got home. I just spent like 4 or 5 hours with him. I haven't eaten all day. I didn't actually grocery shop. Instead, I wanted to help him. I want to start a GoFundMe for him, y'all.
She a real one.
So hopefully this ends up on the Right People For You page. I got his information. I want to find him. I don't know.
And after that, it went crazy.
I hope everybody's doing well. Second, I want to start.
Okay, this is months later. Like this been, I thought this was already a done deal. Hell, I actually forgot about it until I seen people tagging me and stuff like that in certain videos across the internet. But yes, this is a couple of months later after the fact. And yeah, I'm just glad that, you know, everything came to the light. And people got to be careful with who they sending money to. And that's why I really don't post GoFundMes and stuff like that, because you really just don't know what the hell going on or what they dealing with behind closed doors and all that other type of shit. But I will if I feel like it's a real sincere situation and I can tell that people really need money. But overall, ultimately, nah. Let's get into this, though. I had to say that and let y'all know what the hell was really going on. Let's go.
Helping out a homeless man that went viral, and a GoFundMe campaign raised more than $400,000 to help him.
But tonight, questions are being raised about the man's alleged criminal history. And Fox 5 Sierra Fox joins us live from Northwest with this exclusive report. Sierra?
The man in that viral TikTok video goes by Alonzo. Tonight, I exclusively spoke with a woman who says here in DC years ago when she was homeless, he beat her up, and now she's only sharing the harrowing details with Fox 5. The attack was caught on camera, and we want to warn you, it may be difficult to watch. This is exclusive video you will only see on Fox 5.
This is what I can't
Police
show.
say Alonzo Douglas Hebron put a scarf over the victim's head while she was sleeping outside Foundry United Methodist Church. Then he started punching her face and body for several minutes.
He was
The criminal
tripping.
assault happened in June 2020 on P Street in Northwest DC.
I'm speechless. I do not understand how a human being can act like this. He's a sociopath. He does not have a sense of remorse.
The victim, who wants to remain anonymous for safety reasons, says she woke up at the hospital not remembering what exactly happened to her. She's sharing these photos of the aftermath. Is this the man who assaulted you?
Yep.
The victim claims Hebron is known as a violent and dangerous person in the homeless community. That's why she says watching this viral TikTok video is triggering.
I've been struggling since then. I'm an alcoholic in recovery. Last week was my 18-month anniversary. And the last 2 days, yeah, I came close. I didn't, because he's not worth it.
After an hour.
However, she does not fault the young lady for trying to help someone.
I was heartbroken. Heartbroken. I mean, first of all, kudos to the woman who did this. She meant well, and I do applaud her for that. I know it was a lot of work for her to do so. But portraying him as something he just simply isn't.
Records reveal back in November 2012, Hebron was sentenced to 5 years in prison for stabbing a man in the neck with a screwdriver during a fight on Queen Street in Northeast DC. The suspect's past also includes other assaults and robberies. According to DC courts, Hebron was released to a halfway house last year in June 2023. He escaped and then was returned by the U.S. Marshal Service. It's not clear when he was released.
Why is he on the street? How many people does he have to hurt before? I'm sorry, it's locked up for good. He will not stop. I don't know what they're waiting for.
Now, the victim you just heard from wants to make it clear it's not about the more than $400,000 that was raised for Alonzo. She's sharing her story because she does not want anyone else to get hurt.
Video by expressing my gratitude to you guys. You don't understand how good it feels to have the support system that I do have now since January. I'm forever grateful for the words of encouragement, the positivity, the sweet messages you guys leave me, the donations, just the support is unreal. I never thought as one individual could maintain that and reach that. Because literally before January 30th, I was a nobody. I was a girl from Bay Area, California that attends UC Berkeley. I just moved to DC to participate in an abroad program, which allowed me to live in DC to take classes and intern, as you guys know. And obviously, my life forever changed when I went on that walk to the grocery store and I got stopped for tea. And I know I was able to document it and share what has occurred, such as me vlogging and me getting stopped right at that moment, to me looking for him, crying because I couldn't find him, to me finding him, me relaying the news that I raised all this money for him, me taking him to Target, getting him a new phone, getting him situated in a hotel. I took you guys through all of that journey, right? You guys saw all of that. Then it just kind of went a little bit on my end, right? I could see how that looks on your guys' end. It's like, damn, what happened? We were getting all these updates to basically nothing. Everything's unclear now, unsaid on my end. And that's because a lot has occurred in private. Now, I sat on it, I prayed on it, I cried about it, I got counseling about it, and I feel as though that you guys deserve just as much to know what has occurred, because we're a family at the end of the day, and you guys invested into Alonzo and all that money I raised. You guys deserve to know what is going on with it. So I'm finally ready to tell the story. Please bear with me if some videos are longer than others. This isn't an easy story for me to tell, but I'm finally ready. And this is part one of what happened on. Hey girl, I love you too. And I get it. Just tell us, right? But as you can see, I'm literally wearing the same outfit. It's not like these were pre-filmed or nothing. I literally just filmed that probably 15 minutes ago, and you guys are just not seeing it. So as you guys are seeing it, I'm filming it. I just literally decided to just do it right now. So, like I said, it's not an easy story for me to tell, and it's literally not a short story at all. It's the timeline from the day I met him up to now. I'm going to tell it all.
Okay, bet.
But in order to tell that, I have to do multiple parts because it's not a short story. So I hope that clears that up. I know a lot of people are anticipating like part two, but I'm trying to make part two.
Go ahead and do your thing. We ready? Come on.
Out the way real quick so you guys understand why you guys might not get the parts going that quick, but I'm literally trying to film them right now. Like, I'm still filming. So again, I will make a what is it called? I will make a playlist to make it easier for you guys. Okay, bet. What happened with Ankh. Now, I'm going to skip over some stuff because I pretty much vlogged it all from the day I met him to me looking for him, helping him get a hotel, all of that. It's all there. So if you've never seen it, just go to my Ankh and I playlist. Start from January 31st, the day I met him. But put yourself in my shoes. Imagine you innocently posted a video and it ended up getting all this crazy attention that you're not used to. But then you got a lot of people trying to interview you. A lot of local news stations, national shows trying to interview you. It was a lot of people that were coming at me. So if you don't remember, my first news interview I ever did was Fox 5 News. They ended up highlighting the story. It was a good thing. Fast forward, I ended up committed to a TV show that wanted to do my first national interview. A very exciting experience. I went to LA. I filmed the whole day. And they were like, yes, no, thank you so much for coming. We're going to air it in a few days. So I was in LA probably for 2 days. When I got back from LA, I literally got a call from the producer. And she was like, hey, are you home? I'm like, no, I'm not home. Oh, okay, give me a call when you make it home. I get home. hop on the phone with her. She's like, we're gonna put our show attorney on the line. I'm like, attorney? Fast forward, the attorney hops on the phone and she was like, hey Sanai, we really appreciate coming on the show, but unfortunately we cannot air it due to Alonzo's criminal history. We did some digging and research and we just cannot air it. And I
telling y'all about.
I guess it just doesn't work with their brand, so they no longer aired it. When they told me we cannot air it because of his criminal history, that's when I found out he had a criminal history. And I was caught off guard. Literally, after I got off the phone with the producers of that show, Fox 5 literally calls my phone and he's just like, hey Sanai, do you have a statement? Are you aware of Alonzo's criminal history? And I'm like, what's going on? I literally just landed back in DC from LA and I'm so confused. Oh yeah, we have an exclusive with the lady and she's coming forward and we're gonna air at 9 p.m. and she's saying that Alonzo abused her. Do you have a comment? I'm just like, what is going on? So I ended up making no comment because I didn't know. I just found out about this and I'm like, what's going on? What happened with Unc. So at this point, I'm in New York. Every day we'll check in with each other on the phone. Hey, everything's good? Yeah, everything's good. Cool, okay. The 4th day of me being in New York was a Tuesday. I remember we hopped on the phone. We're checking with each other. Hey, everything good? Yeah, everything's good. I'm just doing this and that. Okay, cool. He was telling me how he was working out, like, you know, all this stuff. And I'm like, that sounds good. Awesome. We should probably get you on the alkaline diet. Make sure you eat healthier. Oh, yeah. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. And then I'm like, also, you need to get your ID. Make sure you get your ID. Go to the church. Because I told him in private, you got to go to this church. They're going to help you apply for your birth certificate, your ID, and your social card. And they'll pay for it. All he had to do was go to the church and apply. Oh, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go there. And then after that, towards the end of the call, I'm like, by the way, how much do you have on those cards? Because remember, 4 days ago, it was $180. He says, oh, niece, I didn't want you to be mad at me, but I got $2 on the card. I'm like, damn, we went from $180 to $2? What'd you get? Like, I get it nowadays, like, stuff be costing a lot or whatnot, but this is my own money. I don't have that much of my own money. I'm just in college. So I said, hey, I'm in New York. Let me figure it out to see how I can get you more money because I wanted to make sure he eats. So I said, in the meantime, make sure you just take care of your business, go and get an ID and all that. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Right. So I ended up hitting up my friend. Shout out to my friend for being so helpful. I'm like, hey, I'm in New York. I try to reload his gift card balances. It won't let me. Can you go purchase a new gift card for him? Yeah, I'm gonna go do that. My friend ended up getting super busy that day. He couldn't clarify what happened with Unc. So I talked to him that Tuesday. Wednesday comes. I call him. He doesn't pick up. I'm like, okay, maybe he's busy or whatnot. The whole Wednesday goes. He never ended up hitting me back. Thursday comes. I call him a few times. He would not pick up. So I'm like, what's going on? This is unusual because normally he would answer my phone or call me back immediately. So at this point, I called the hotel directly. I'm like, hey, can you transfer me to such and such room? Every time they would transfer me, he would not pick up. I would have to call him and be like, hey, have you guys seen him? And they're like, no, we haven't seen him, just whatever. So at this point, I'm stressed. I'm like, I'm all the way in New York and I don't know if this man is okay. So it was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I didn't hear from him, right? Friday comes. The same friend I asked to go get him a gift card ended up not being available until that day. It's like, hey, I'm sorry I got busy with work these past few days. I could go get him a gift card now. How much do you want on it? What kind of gift card? I'm like, oh, hey, go get a Visa gift card, put $150 on it. I paid for it. I sent my friend the money immediately. My friend goes to his hotel. He's a police officer, so the hotel people already let him up to the room. He goes to the room. The room is neat. He left his phone there, according to him. He's like, what you want me to do? You want me to leave the gift card here? Like, what you want? I said, hey, yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and leave the gift card there, but write a note telling him to give me a call because I've been trying to get a hold of him. So my friend writes a note. Hey, this is a new gift card. It has $150 on it. Give somebody a call when you can. And my friend leaves the gift card. He took a picture for me to see, and he went on about his business. So after that, the rest of Friday, never ended up getting a call from him. Saturday call comes, never got a call from him either, and I'm stressed about it. I'm like, do I have to cut my trip short? What do I have to do? So actually, there was this lady that was in DC, and I don't know, some of you guys remember that video, that lady filming him and asking questions, but that was me knowing he was okay. So I knew he was out and about and okay. So I'm like, okay, maybe I don't have to cut my trip short because it seems like he's okay. Y'all are kind of making me regret to even wanting to tell a story. I finally got comfortable enough to share the story, and y'all being impatient with me, y'all like, why does it have to be multiple parts? It's not a simple story. If I was to just go in here and say, this is what happened with Aunt, people are going to be like, well, why is it that way? Why is it that way? Y'all are not the one that gets...
And I can't stand when people be doing that, man. They get on your shit, tell you how to do it, how to say. So that's why I be going off on folks sometimes on my videos. I rarely have people saying anything, but when people do, I get on their ass because you can get your ass up out here. Nobody asked you to be here, nothing like that. Now, I think that a lot of people are saying this because they feel like she's trying to get paid from TikTok. A lot of people be hating on you, throwing salt on you, be mad at you and stuff like that. But you can't let nobody hustle, man. Shit, it is what it is. If that is what she's doing here, she got the right to. It's her damn page, and she can do what the hell she wants to. It's her story, you feel me? But it is what it is. Get back into the video. This shit be bothering me, bro. People be weird as hell sometimes.
Comments and the messages every day.
Too damn nosy.
What's going on with this and that? So I feel as though me telling the story is just me putting everything out on the table.
Do your
so that
thing.
way you guys could literally understand what I went through in private for one, and understand why I went a long period of time without posting. And I probably won't be asked about it anymore if I just tell the story. That's it. What happened on part 6? So at this point, I left New York, came back to DC, still have not been in contact with him. I would say 2 days of me being back at home, I get a call from his uncle. Never talked to this man a day in my life. And let's just say his uncle's name James, because I don't want to put real names out there. Uncle James calls me, "Hey Sanaya, this is Alonzo uncle. So what happened was he broke his phone and he needs a new phone today." I'm like, well, where's Alonzo? He's like, "Oh, Alonzo's right here." "Oh, okay, can I please speak to Alonzo?" "Sure, no problem, Sanaya." As he's passing the phone to Alonzo, they speak in a weird code. It was just like abnormal. I'm like, that sounds like fishy. Instead of just saying, "Oh, hey, it's niece, hey, it's nice night," it was like, "Oh, this is," like, it was so weird. So when Alonzo hopped on the phone, "Oh, hey, niece. Oh, hey, unc. I have not talked to you in a week. What's going on?" "Oh, what happened was when I was washing my clothes, I left the phone in the pocket and yeah, water damage, so my phone doesn't work anymore." "Oh, damn, unc. Okay, no problem. We'll just probably trade your phone out since it's still under the warranty. I'll be there in a few days to grab the phone." "Okay, cool, no problem." Again, I'm checking in. "Did you get your ID yet?" It's an excuse every time behind the ID. "Oh, yeah, they messed up again," or da-da-da. So boom, the day I was supposed to go see him comes. I go to the hotel and he's not there. So obviously the room is under my name. I have the key. I'm like trying to look for the phone and the phone's not there. So I ended up deciding to go get him some food at the grocery store across the street. So that's when I restocked his fridge. I made a TikTok about it. And then I let them know, "Hey, stop by, restock your fridge, and also came to get your phone, but you weren't here, couldn't find it. I'll be back in a few days to grab it and just leave it in the box." So he ended up calling me from the hotel phone. "Oh, hey, I got your note. Yeah, da-da-da." So we're gonna talk. And I'm like, "Yeah, just leave it in the box and I'll be there in a few days." "Oh, okay, no problem." So a few days go by and I'm back. He's there this time. So I'm like, "Hey, I'm back to pick the phone up. Where is it?" "Oh, you didn't see my note right there?" And we looked down and there was a note and it said, "Be right back, went to go see my PO." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, no problem. Well, where's the phone?" "Oh, what happened was I ended up smashing the phone. I was talking to my PO."
Cuz giving me junkie vibes. Ain't nothing sober about this, in my personal opinion. He coming off as a junkie, and then, you know, I feel like that ultimately he missed that blessing. It wasn't for him. I think it was more so of a blessing for her versus him, because ultimately she ended up receiving all the blessings from what I'm seeing, you know, from her getting TV opportunities, all type of different stuff from this whole situation. But this video right here is about to end. Give me a couple of seconds. I'm going to see if I can put some more videos in here. I'm going to go see what I can find. I'll be right back. Alright, y'all, so look, man, I went ahead and just added all the videos I just found. She do got a playlist about this whole situation, so yeah, I'm gonna put this on here right now. I want to know y'all thoughts and opinions on this. I really ain't got too much to say about it. I want to know y'all thoughts and opinions. Like I said before, I've been saying it over and over and over, but I really do want to know, how do y'all feel about this situation? But I do see one thing on her that basically said that she was the one, her and GoFundMe send the money back to the people, and people in the comments saying that they sending her the money in return. So that's a blessing for real, for real. That's what's up, man. But overall, I ain't got too much more to say about it. I'm gonna let y'all watch the rest of it. I'm gonna watch the rest of it too, but it ain't really enough for me to say this is her story. So, you know, hey, shit, she got a lot of stuff to say. So I'm gonna holler at y'all later though. Alright.
Was I ended up smashing the phone. I was talking to my PO and I got mad and I broke the phone. "Oh, okay, so it went from water damage to you breaking the phone, smashing it. Well, do you have the phone? Where's the phone?" "No, I don't have the phone. I don't have the phone. It's gone." "What do you mean it's gone? I told you to leave it in the box so I could trade it out." "I don't have the phone." It just wasn't adding up. So I'm just like, okay. So I'm like, well, what's going on with your ID? Did you get your ID like you said you would and it will be here this day? "Oh, there's still issues with ID." Every time I asked about the ID, it was an excuse. "Oh, either my application is messed up or something." I'm like, "Unc, well, I told you I was going to be able to trade it out, but because you don't have nothing physically to give me, I can't get you a new phone because I would just have to buy a whole new phone." So I said, "You know, I don't really have a lot of money. When you get your ID and we're able to get your funds from your GoFundMe, then we could do that to go get you a new phone." But in the meantime, if you got to get in contact with me, just use the hotel phone. Okay, cool, no problem. That's fine. So a week goes by. He would like not really call as much anymore, and I get it because he didn't have a phone. So I just wanted to give him his space and let him be his own person and still check in with him. So one of my friends actually ended up being in DC in town. We were on our way to a restaurant. As we were passing this area, I'm like, oh, this is where hotel is at. Can we stop by and see him real quick? I want you to meet him. Oh yeah, come on, let's go. So we go do a random pop-up at Unc's hotel just to stop by and say hello. I go to the front desk. I'm just like, hey, is Unc here? Oh yeah, he's here. So me and my friend ended up going upstairs to his hotel room, and he's acting completely weird. He's fanning himself. He's just like acting different, like he's nervous or something. So we're sitting here having a conversation. Keep in mind the shower is running in the background. I'm thinking, if you're having a conversation with us, why is the shower running in the background? He's like, oh, I'm washing my clothes. But that's not adding up because the hotel staff told me that you would go wash your clothes downstairs and ask them for coins. So I peeped that. And then I'm looking at his kitchen, his fridge. He ran out of groceries. I'm like, hey, do you want to go back to the grocery store while I'm here and you can pick out what you want? Oh, yeah, let's do that. Keep in mind, the shower is still running. I'm like, okay, well, can you go ahead and turn the shower off? Okay, yeah, cool, no problem. Also, I needed to get in contact with his PO because every time I asked about an attorney to help him with his GoFundMe stuff, like helping with the trust and all that, he said that in order for me to get that information, I had to go to his PO. So I'm like, do I have permission to call the PO and get his information? So I called the PO and I'm like, hey, this is Sanai calling in regards. I got permission to get Alonzo's attorney's information. Is that okay if you could pass that along? Oh yeah, like let me do that, such and such. And then the parole officer ends up telling me that he hasn't seen Alonzo in a minute. And I'm thinking, didn't he tell me that he saw him the last time I was here? So boom, I'm peeping. He lied to me that one time. Happened part 7. So I peeped a lot and I'm just like, okay. So we ended up going downstairs, headed to the grocery store. Keep in mind, he's still on the phone with his parole officer trying to coordinate when they can meet up and do whatever they got to do because that's his business. So as I'm downstairs, one of the hotel staff stops me. Hey, Sanai, can I speak to you for a second? And I'm like, damn, what she got to speak to me for? I'm getting scared because I don't like that tone. So Alonzo's on the side on the phone with his parole officer taking care of his stuff. And then me and the lady go to the side and she said, hey, I just wanted you to know that I've been gone for a few days, but my coworkers brought it to my attention that he's been bringing somebody to his room and you should probably check in on that. And I'm like, really? Like, dang, I never heard of any of that, of course. So I'm like, well, can you describe the person? Like, can you give me more information on it? Oh, I wasn't here, so I really can't. So she goes and grabs her coworker. The coworker comes. She said, yeah, he's been bringing somebody pretty much every day for about a month. And I'm like, well, can you describe the person, what they look like? And she's like, I'm not good with none of that. I really can't. She's telling me stuff, but not really telling me stuff. So at this point, I'm just left confused. So I actually ended up realizing I had an appointment and I didn't have enough time to take him to the grocery store. So I said, hey, Unc, me and my friend will be back. I have an appointment. We'll take you to go grocery shopping later if that's okay with you, and you could go take your shower or whatnot. He's like, okay, cool, fine, no problem. We ended up leaving, going to my appointment, took care of my business. When we got done, my friend was like, oh, we got time now. Should we go back and get Unc some groceries? I'm just like, yeah, let's go do that. So we go back to the hotel. The same 2 ladies I was telling about, whoever he was bringing to his hotel room, was like, oh my God, it's not. If you would have stayed an extra 10 minutes, or if you would have went to the grocery store like you were supposed to, you would have seen who we were talking about. Literally 10 minutes after y'all left, him and that person walked out. And I'm like, really? Then my friend stopped. She's like, that's who was in the shower. That's why the shower was running. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it makes sense why he was acting like that. It was so weird. So I'm trying to process everything. And I'm like, wow, like, dang. But keep in mind, like, the ladies that were explaining to me whoever they were bringing to his room were making it seem like it was a bad thing. So in my head, I'm thinking it's a bad thing, you know? So it ended up being super late. I'm like, well, is he here at his hotel room? They're like, no, we could go check. So we went to go check. He wasn't there. There was like stuff all over the room and no, he's not there. So I'm like, okay, fine, no problem. I'll just go ahead and write him a note and say we'll be back tomorrow because he still don't got the ID, and that's what's holding up this whole process of him getting his money is the ID. I want to take a pause here real quick to explain the GoFundMe stuff so you guys understand why he hasn't been able to touch the money. To sum it up, I made the GoFundMe. I never made a GoFundMe before. It was under my information, my name, and I raised it for him. I really thought that probably after a few days they verified my information that I will just be able to be reimbursed and put his money in a trust and all that. But obviously it didn't pan that way, and things literally started to go left with GoFundMe after that lady came to the news. Like at the time, I didn't know they were gonna hold the funds, because I remember there was a rumor going around like, oh, people saying GoFundMe's holding the funds, and I'm like, no, like that's not what's going on. Literally, like after I posted that video a few days ago on, they are holding the funds safely, and it's just basically saying that they need Alonzo's approval. They need Alonzo to go get an ID, go get certain things, sign a document, take a photo with it, and that way, you know, they can release the funds to me. But that don't make sense, because even after Alonzo approves it, then they're gonna make me put the money in a trust under my name. So why does it need Alonzo's approval? So I remember making a few videos about it in the past, and some of my followers or my supporters were just like, honestly, tonight, that doesn't sound right. If you're the organizer, why do you need Alonzo's approval? And I'm like, yeah, that does sound right. So everybody basically recommended me to get an attorney. I ended up getting the attorney, consulted with my attorney. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna look into this. Honey, as I'm dealing with Alonzo on the side, I'm dealing with GoFundMe on the other side. Literally. Man, when I tell you these past few months, it's been a whole battle with them. It's like a long email communication. My attorney's just basically saying like, I'm looking at your terms and conditions. My client has the right to those funds, and they're just basically doing whatever they want. They're like, well, we can still hold the money if we want to, regardless of our terms and conditions. So they were super adamant, like, Alonzo needs his ID, he needs to approve it, then he could get the money or whatnot, and you could be reimbursed for whatever you spent on him. Every time, so hence, that's why at times in the store, I would be like, Unc, you get your ID, because at this point, I understand he needs his ID so he can be able to get his money, and we could just get him in a good situation, his housing, his medical, all of that taken care of. That's what's prolonging the process. And on the side, so that's why I wanted to go back and physically take him to go get the ID. Because at this point, it was being dragged out. I felt like, damn, I haven't even been able to update you guys or really show you guys him in housing or whatnot. And I'm just really fighting so hard for somebody that's not even fighting for themselves. So I know I'm also considering the lawsuit, because this has literally put me through hell. It would have probably been a whole different story if they would have never held the funds and I was able to help him get a trust and be in a good situation. But because of that, I literally dealt with the financial burden. I mean, every day people are calling me or thinking I'm fraudulent. I wasn't even able to successfully help him before I moved back to California from DC. It was just a lot behind GoFundMe that has put me through it. I even went as far as actually trying to just move on from the situation and refund you guys, but they're refusing to do that too. They're like, well, we need Alonzo's approval in order to refund everybody. What type of shit is that? So regardless, I'm still tied to the situation no matter what, and Alonzo's not doing his part. So give me your guys' feedback, what you think I should do about the GoFundMe stuff. I don't know if I should just sue or whatnot, but I just want to do the right thing. What happened on part A? So obviously I left the note saying that I'll be back tomorrow. All right, so tomorrow comes, me and my friend, we get up early in the morning. We're like, no, we're not gonna miss him, because obviously Unc is on the go. Wherever he be going, whatever he be doing, he's like never at his hotel every time I pull up. So I want to pull up early before he would go. So we go up to the room, we're in the room, he's not there. And it looks like it was in the same condition that I left it the night before when I left him the other note. Like, he probably never even got my previous note of me saying that I was gonna come back tomorrow to take him to get the ID. That's why I was so adamant about the ID. If you see my previous video about me explaining why they won't release his funds because he needs an ID, that's why I'm like, at this point, I gotta take him to go get it myself, because he's probably not gonna do it. And he hasn't been doing it. It's been a lie, or who knows. It's been different stories about why he just don't got the freaking ID. So at this point, I'm like, he's not here. Let me just go back downstairs and write him another note. I go downstairs. There's a whole different employee. Hey, can I get a piece of paper and pen? Yeah, here, no problem. So as I'm writing him a note, the guy stops me. He's like, hey, yeah, are you the person he told me not to let up last week? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh, yeah, last week he said he was expecting some people and to not let you up. Who? Me, the person whose name is on the room, the person who helped him get the room. I'm the only person that know he stays here. And second, he was expecting me, because I told him I would be back to get the phone. So that really did it for me. I'm just like, wow. I'm writing the letter. Hey, we came by to take you grocery shopping. We came by to take you get the ID. I guess you weren't here. Please give me a call when you see this letter. At this point, I'm stressed, and everybody basically in my private life sees my stress and how much I'm fighting for him and how much it has been affecting me and my personal life. And I can't really be Sanaa anymore because I was just so like, that's all I wanted for him, was to just get the housing, get the medical care. That's all I wanted for him. And it's like only so much I can do. Like, I cannot force him to go do certain things. And at the end of the day, he's grown, right? So it got to the point where I'm like, I can't even stress myself no more. I can't even keep calling this hotel every day, having them transfer me to him to check up on him. I can't keep coming up here and then it's just disappointment after disappointment. I probably have to take some time for myself and let him just figure it out. Like, you know, so it was spring break for me. I originally was not going to do anything for spring break. Last minute, I got invited to a trip out of the country and I was going to go. I'm like, you know, I honestly really need this trip because I've been stressed out and this would be very nice. I started falling off of my study. I just felt like I wasn't really taking care of Sanaa at that point anymore. So my international trip didn't work out. Last minute, I decided to just go to Miami because I couldn't even be in DC anymore. And also, I felt guilty about going out of town. I remember telling a few people, like, I don't think I should go out of town. Maybe I should just stay. Maybe he'll call me, or maybe we could take him to go get his ID so we could just get, you know, everything done. Everybody's just like, honey, you've been stressing yourself about it. Go take the trip. You deserve it. You need to just go relax your mind and take care of yourself, because I was not taking care of myself. So I went to Miami. Well, having an UNC part 9, I was honestly gonna just go to sleep because I'm very tired, but I really don't want to leave y'all hanging and I just want to get the story over with. But back to me going to Miami. So I decided to go to Miami and I'm trying to get last minute accommodations. Now, if you guys remember back when I got in contact with the Hilton and they gave UNC a stay, they also told me from the beginning, when you're ready for your relaxation stay, we're gonna go ahead and give it to you. So at this point, I was ready to use it. And I really needed it. So I ended up getting in contact with the Hilton. I told him, hey, I'm going to Miami by chance. I know this is a little last minute, but can we make some accommodations? They went ahead and made accommodations for me. Shout out to them again, because that was so amazing. I had a great experience in Miami. But when they made the accommodations for me, the guy told me, he said, hey, also, by the way, I know UNC's stay, we're going to cover it up till this day because we can't go over budget and whatnot, which is totally understandable. Like, they kept extending his stay because I keep asking, hey, like, we're having issues with the ID, blah, blah, blah. Like, we haven't been able to get any money. Can you guys just allow him to stay? So they kept extending it, man. And they got to the point where they're like, we can't even go over budget anymore. We just gonna have to transfer it to your information and your card, and maybe you could start taking care of it, but we tried our best. And I was just so grateful. I'm like, you guys did more than enough. So as we're trying to coordinate my Miami stuff, he's like, also, I know his stay is gonna end in a week. I'm gonna put you in contact with somebody at the hotel so they can get your information and start charging your card, basically. Okay, cool, no problem. So ended up getting accommodations. I go to Miami. I'm doing my thing in Miami, trying to relax, trying just to enjoy myself and explore it, because honestly, the last time I've been in Miami, which is a year ago, I had a terrible experience. But my second time was better. I would say probably 3-4 days into me being in Miami, I get invited on a yacht. One of my friends invited me on the yacht, and I had just gone there and I'm like, wow, this is nice. Never been on a yacht in Miami. This is cool. So probably me being an hour on a yacht, I get a call from Uncle James. Uncle James calls me and he's just like, hey, Sanaa, it's Uncle James, just calling you about Alonzo, blah, blah, blah. And he just starts venting about Alonzo. And he's just like, honestly, this is what happened. I'm getting to the point where me and my wife don't even want to help him anymore. He's basically taking their kindness for weakness and they trying to help him as well. But, you know, Alonzo just really doesn't want the help. So as the uncle's venting me and sharing me like other stuff he had going on with Alonzo, I started to relate to him. I'm like, wow, that's crazy you're saying this, because I'm starting to feel the same way. So it ended up being like a heart-to-heart between me and the uncle, and I'm crying. He's just like, I know, baby, like, you did your part. You really went above and beyond for him. Like, you know, and I'm so proud of you, but this is becoming too much for both of us. Then come to find out during that phone call, he let me know that Alonzo checked out of that hotel a week early. So I'm already in Miami and I found out that he checked out. Didn't say nothing to me. The only way I was able to get in contact with him is if I pull up to the hotel or if I call the hotel directly and get transferred to him. So I'm like, where could he go? What happened to UNC Part 10? So I went through the rest of the Miami trip. After coming back to DC from Miami, I immediately shifted into a whole depression. Like, this whole situation really took a big toll on my mental health because, for one, I just found out he checked out of his hotel a week early. He doesn't have a phone. I don't really know anybody that can help me get in contact with him. So I'm stressed about it because I feel like I'm back at square one with him. And for two, it's been 3 months at this point, and I haven't been able to deliver any results to you guys. I was so hard on that because all I wanted was to help him and show you guys, hey, look, we did it. And I just shifted in a whole depression. I remember crying in my room in private. I mean, I would go MIA. My parents wouldn't even be able to get a hold of me at times, and I'm all the way in DC by myself. Like, everybody's concerned. They're like, what's going on with you? That thing took a toll because I'm trying to process everything and the timeline and everything. So I deactivated my TikTok. I know a lot of people started coming to my Instagram like, hey, what happened to your TikTok? Like, what's going on? And I'm just like going through it. And I just really didn't know what to do at this point. I felt helpless. I didn't know, like, how do I move forward from here? I also felt discouraged because I knew my time in DC was coming to an end, and it just felt like I was just on a deadline to get him help. Like, I only had a few weeks left there and I wasn't able to make no progress. Like, I remember praying so hard about it, journaling about it, just trying to, you know, get myself back together. But I even went out to go look for him in that same area like I know he's most likely in. And I haven't been able to run into him. Like, haven't really heard from him. I would say from the time I came back from Miami, which was back in March, up to now, he has probably called me 2 times during these past few months. And those 2 times he has called me, he would say, oh, I miss you, Neets, I love you, and blah, blah, blah. And then he was telling me that, you know, he's staying at a church or whatnot. And I'm like, look, this is why I was trying to tell you to get your ID so you didn't have to go on the streets or have to go into church, but I can afford to, like, continue to pay for it. Like, this is why I told you to get your ID. He's like, I know. So I'm like, you know, when you get your ID, then we'll be able to, like, do everything. So after that conversation I had with him, I haven't heard from him since. What happened on part 11? So I haven't heard from him since, and I just got to the point where I can't keep stressing myself out. So I literally made it my mission to just get my mental health right, go back to finishing school strong, and just work on everything that I literally put to the side for him. I'm the type of person, when I'm committed to something, I'm committed to it, and I like to do one thing at a time. So I remember months ago, everybody was like, you should do a nonprofit. This is your calling. I wanted to do it, but I had to put it to the side because I was dealing with this situation. I was kind of falling off of school a little bit. It was a lot that I put to the side for him. So it got to the point where I just wanted to get back to it and just start pouring back into Sinai and taking care of myself and my business. So actually last month, I don't know if you guys remember when I went to Arizona, I shared you guys that little itinerary my godbrother made me, but I went to Arizona just to get away from DC a little bit, but also visit some family. And as I'm in Arizona exploring, I get a random phone call from a PO, but it's not the same original PO that I've been in contact with a few times. It's a new person and it's a lady, and she's like, hey, my name is da-da-da. I'm Alonzo's new PO. The case got transferred to me. And basically I'm trying to locate him and contact people. I don't know how she got my contact information, but she just asked me, have I spoken to him or seen him? And I'm like, no, I haven't. It's been some time. So at this point, she's like, okay, well, thanks for letting me know. Keep doing what you're doing. And, you know, she's just sharing that she's going through this whole protocol of trying to locate him because technically he's missing at this point. Nobody knows where he's at. So she's like, I'll update you and whatnot. But, you know, my hopes is to be able to locate him, because if I'm not able to locate him, then we might have to escalate it and like issue a warrant or like whatever. And I'm just like, okay. So fast forward, I get back to DC from Arizona. And at this point, I'm just trying to explore a little bit more DC before I go. Throughout my time in DC, I didn't really get to enjoy it or explore as much because I was just so invested in trying to, you know, help him that as a result, I stopped working at my internship. I wasn't able to give it my all anymore behind this whole situation. Like the UNC thing literally turned into like my own internship. So I stopped working at my internship. I didn't get to really experience that, which was unfortunate. I didn't really get to experience the city as a result. So I was just trying to make a best of like basically my last 2 weeks here. So that's why I made that video saying like, hey guys, it's my last day here. I'm about to move back. Like I was just going through all of this in private, but I also wanted to share that, you know, I'm not going to be in DC anymore. So even before I left DC, I didn't even get to see him or say goodbye. Still today, have not heard from him. Also, I forgot to mention, I hopped on the phone with the Uncle James again right before I moved back. And he's just venting to me again about Alonzo, how he tried to meet up with Alonzo to help him go take him to go get the ID or whatnot. And he waited somewhere for Alonzo for like 4 hours. Alonzo never showed up. So he's just getting frustrated with it and just venting to me. And then the uncle starts spilling all the tea about what Alonzo was doing that I wasn't aware. So for example, when I got him those gift cards Alonzo tried to go buy him some Nike shoes and his wife some Nike shoes when the purpose of that was for him to eat, which was nice. Like, I see you're trying to buy people other shoes. And then I think also the second gift card, the $150 gift card, it was stolen by whoever he was hanging with or bringing to his hotel room. It was stolen. It was like a lot of stuff like Alonzo was doing according to the uncle. I don't remember everything verbatim, but it was a lot. And then the uncle ended the call off with like, you know, sweetie, well, my birthday's coming up on the 9th. Write my address down. Can you send me some money, some gift cards? And I'm like, who do you think I am? Like, I still haven't even paid off the stuff from Alonzo. Never been reimbursed from it till this day. And you're asking me for money for your birthday. And technically, I really don't know who you are. So that really did rub me off the wrong way. And then also right before I left, he called me again, and the uncle was just like, hey, sweetie, I checked my mail, never got my birthday gift, never got my money, and da-da-da. And I'm like, well, hey, unc, like I told you, I'm in college. I don't have a lot of money. I just, you know, I didn't promise anything. And he was just like, well, there's that, and I just wanted to call you about Alonzo. Like, every time the uncle would just call me, venting about Alonzo. And what happened to Unc part 12 and the final part. I see some of your comments. You're like, she thinks she Risa Teesa. Honestly, I just want to tell the story. I know some of you guys, why does she have to tell in multiple parts? I'm trying to catch my words and relive the story in time with you guys as I'm telling it. So y'all like use a 10-minute feature and all that. I literally could not, because I wouldn't be able to like talk in 10 minutes. So I'm sorry if you guys weren't very fond of the multiple parts. But to sum it up, that's pretty much what I went through these past few months and why I haven't been able to post him or even really show you guys any really good results. You know, when making this video, I really didn't want to have to, you know, assassinate his character or make him out as this terrible person, because truthfully, I never really had a one-on-one conversation with him. I mean, I see some of your comments when some of you guys are thinking maybe this has happened, maybe he was influenced by certain people, or, you know, maybe this happened or that happened. I totally get it and I agree, but I'm at the point that I just moved back to California from DC. As you guys know, I'm about to graduate in a few weeks. I'm trying to get ready to launch my nonprofit, and I said that to say this experience was, for one, a learning lesson that you cannot help people that don't want to be helped, and you literally cannot force anything. What's meant to be will be, and it won't be as hard as this was for me. So I'm definitely a firm believer everything does happen for a reason. I feel like in order for me to just move on peacefully, that, you know, I had to share this story with you guys, and that way you guys can understand what happened with Unc and I won't be asked about it anymore. I understand that, you know, for someone like himself, he's not like us, where we're used to having responsibility or a different mindset. He's used to a different mindset and survival and all that. I get it. So I think, you know, when all this happened and it was a new situation for me, it was also a new situation for him as well. And it was just probably a lot for him. Basically, we asked him to just change his whole life around, and he probably honestly didn't want it. Either, you know, he didn't want it or he wasn't ready. I don't know what it was for him mentally. I don't know if he's being influenced. I don't know what he's getting into in private. I just know that this is obviously the wrong time. So I said that to say I really did try to help him. I tried to transform his whole life like I envisioned. But sometimes when you want something for somebody, they may not want that for themselves. And I just have to respect it and give him his space. He's grown at the end of the day. And honestly, this doesn't deter me from wanting to help others, which is why I'm still going to do the nonprofit work. But I say, let's just pray for him. I don't know what he's going through, what he has going on. I know that man has my number memorized, so he can call me up if he really wants to. And if he so happens to call me up and say, hey, niece, like, I'm ready for the help. I'm ready to get my ID and be responsible and do everything, then I will help him. And I will try to get him into a better situation. But obviously, timing is everything, and it's just not the right time. Maybe it's not what God wants, or maybe this is not how God wants it to go. I don't know. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna, you know, go back to being Sinai, graduate, do my nonprofit work, and then I'm starting off with helping even more people that would like the help. So that's why I'm doing my Miss Grad campaign, because, you know, I want to give back to other graduates. And then before I move out of the Bay, because I'm planning to move out of the Bay Area, I want to get back to the homeless. I want to do a homeless drive. So I have a lot planned for the near future. I want to continue to help others, and I also want to be able to navigate my life. I just honestly feel at peace that you guys know what has happened. So, you know, I really pretty much won't be asked about it or tied to it. Now, in terms of the GoFundMe money, I try to get you guys refunded. So I don't know what's going with that. If you would like a refund, I recommend you to just go ahead and go get your refund online. But I don't know what's gonna happen with that GoFundMe situation, if things are gonna change now that everyone's aware of what has happened. But even so, I think I saw a few people say, you know, use that money for yourself or use it to help others. That would be nice to, you know, put that into my nonprofit. But when I raised that money, I raised it for Alonzo, not for helping others. So I didn't want to turn people off and be like, oh, she's using the money for else. And obviously I can't without permission or whatnot. So I don't know what's gonna happen with that. When I do know what happens with that, I will obviously come and update you guys. But I'm telling this story so you guys know why I have to move on with Sanai's life and pretty much not disclose it or talk about it anymore. But I really do hope that if Unc ever sees this, that I still love him. I'm praying for him, and you know, when he's ready for the help, I will be here for him. But in the meantime, I hope this made you guys understand me better and understand why things went the way they did. And that's it. I love you guys and have a great night. I'm going to bed. Before I go to bed, now that you guys know and everything's out on the table and everything makes totally sense to you guys, I'm curious to know, if you were me, a 21-year-old that has never experienced anything like this, how would you have handled it differently? And secondly, how would you handle it moving forward? I know I just felt like in order for me to graduate peacefully, in order for me just to do a lot of stuff peacefully, that I had to obviously tell the story. But how would you have handled it, for one, before, and how would you handle it after telling the story? Like, what if he does come back and ask for help? Would you still help him? How would you handle the GoFundMe situation? Like, should I sue? Like, it's a lot of, you know, you guys do get pretty much good advice, and you've been with me throughout this whole journey. So I'm just curious to know how I should handle all of this, or, you know, navigate my way through life after this. What's your advice to me as a young college student that pretty much had to spend her last semester of college doing this, and now she just wants to get back to being her own person? Hey TikTok fam, I just wanted to update you guys. First and foremost, if you're someone that has donated to the GoFundMe created by me for Alonzo, you probably have already received an email saying that you will be refunded. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your generosity and having the good intentions to help me help someone. I just want to say, although it didn't work out, I'm a firm believer everything happens for a reason. I definitely learned lessons from the situation, and that's why I wanted to share my story with you guys so you can learn from my situation. But even though it didn't work out, I don't want my situation to discourage you guys from helping others. Continue to love on each other, continue to help each other. We all in this life together, you know? Lastly, I'm still doing a nonprofit. This hasn't derailed me from wanting to help others. As you guys know, I announced I want to help a graduate get a makeover. So that will be coming up soon. But I'm working on building my nonprofit. So if you want to continue supporting me and building my nonprofit, I will be accepting donations through Zelle this time. We're not doing no GoFundMe. And my Zelle is my same email in my bio, sanaigraydon@gmail.com. I will put it all here. And then I'll also put the instructions in the comments, in the caption. But thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. And I just can't wait to move forward from here and start this new chapter.
All right, now that y'all seen that, man, y'all can tell that this situation right here was crazy, but I'm glad that she did get something positive out of this whole situation from beginning to the end. That's what happens when you're a good, solid person, good-hearted person, person who really means well by others and stuff like that. A lot of people do things for clout, and she just literally just living her life that day. So yeah, it wasn't for nothing but the bit of good, you know, for a great cause. And it ultimately ended up backfiring on him because he could have changed his whole life forever. But like I said, man, some blessings just don't be for some people, man, you know, and it is what it is. But overall, I'm glad it turned out positive for her, and I hope that she can keep on flourishing. And anybody that's out here moving like her, I wish I nothing but the best. And that's all I got to say about this whole situation. I'll holler at y'all later. All right.